Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We're back
What the hell
again.
am I looking at?
Storm here.
I'm confused. Oh, but I'm Tom now.
Kimmy here, aka Kenny.
Oh no! And
Kenny
how did
Hey
Kimmy?
Levi,
how
what
did
you
the
doing?
Light Fury get into the mix?
Yeah,
Kenny,
yeah,
Levi.
I don't know about that one.
So we're gonna be watching episode 3 of season 3 today on Crunchyroll. It is episode 40 of season 3. But yeah, so Kenny is pretty scary, and Levi is freaking amazing.
I
I
think you
mean,
got Kenny beat. You're pretty scary right now.
which one? Me?
Yeah, you. The,
I
the the
love
elephant in the
this.
room.
Hey, what do you mean by that? I'm
Oh,
a big
brothers.
marshmallow Tom. So I got this from pretzelcosplay.com a long time ago. I think it was on Etsy, through Etsy. And yeah, so I was looking through my closet of fun stuff, and I have this, and I have a Night Fury as well. So who knows? Maybe that'll come out next time. But hey, you know what? It's awesome and good quality.
Look
Woo!
at that.
And I'm not being sponsored or anything. I just really love the work, and yeah, it has a cool tail in the back. But I'm not going to get up to show you guys.
That's showing your tail today.
No tail today. But
Thank you. Thank you.
But who knows? Maybe now am I getting challenged?
No.
So we were discussing last time how hard it was with the gray areas of who's really in the right. There's a lot of political things going on, and even Hanj and Levi torturing that man for information. And he was originally a person that killed, tortured people to maintain peace in the past for the king. And he really truly believes he was doing the right thing. So here Hanj and Levi were cooler, and he was even impressed, the victim, or not the victim, but like the guy they were torturing, and he was even like, wow, you guys are really far removed and really good at doing this, no problem. Which makes me kind of question, like, yeah, I mean, how far do you go? You have a belief that you're following, but to the point where you're carrying on this really terrible job with no remorse. I mean, they want information, but that's kind of alarming too. So even though I do believe in Levi and Hanj and our main group, it does make you question that what really is right
I mean,
here.
it's you're riding on the line here because if you think about it, they need information to survive.
Mm-hmm.
If they get caught, they're most of them are going to be killed.
Mm-hmm.
Or most of them have been killed.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, is it the right thing to do? Maybe not, but it's their form of survival right now, so they kind of have to do it.
Exactly, especially with the government doing it to them. They have no problem doing it. Now they're in. It's exactly what they have to do. They have to survive. In order to survive, they have to do the same thing. They have to get information. How are you going to do that? They're not going to give
And
it
there's
up. You
there's
have to
nobody to
torture
help them.
them.
It's just their group, and that's it.
Right, and at least we know what our side is, what they're trying to accomplish. We just don't know what the government and what the royal family. What are they covering up something? Are they trying to silence our guys? Are they? Do they need Aaron and Historia for something bigger?
That's what I'm thinking.
Well,
Yeah.
what if the royal family is being bribed somehow to blackmark these guys? Maybe like the church is blackmailing the royal family somehow.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why they got rid of the pastor.
Could be.
Well, he was maybe a loose end too, because he was good at not giving information, but he already gave a little information.
Mm-hmm.
So even that was enough where they were like, "Well, screw this. Let's just cut ties completely." So they really mean business, and this is so important that they can't have information leak out to the point where they've always been murdering people to maintain the peace. So I feel like the royal family, maybe their bloodline is actually connected to the Titans, and maybe Aaron is actually part of that bloodline too, and that's why he has a special ability. I don't know, but we'll find out more. I'm hoping.
Yeah, and you don't know if even the royal family hired, like these mad scientists or whatever to create these titans, and they're trying to, not have that come out, where they know that, Aaron and our group is really trying to get to the truth and what's going on. You never know.
Maybe his father was a part of it too, because that
Right.
dream of him getting injected by something
Right.
and having that key that we still don't know anything about. This episode, we'll find out more
The
about
key to my heart.
Key to your heart. Oh, and there's one random thing
Aw.
too. I might have mentioned it a couple episodes ago, but when we saw the premiere of the season, when Aaron was older, I guess, he had long hair, and he was just reminiscing by the beach. And he was talking about a big body of water, and Armin was like asking, like, "Oh," it makes you think because they've never experienced a big body of water before because they've always been just on this land and that's it. Right. So that's even crazy to think that way.
That is true.
You know,
that's very true.
I'm curious if that's like sometime in the future, because unless he was just dreaming that, and maybe he has like foresight in some way, but I'm assuming that's probably in the future at some point. So shall we get into this episode?
Let's do it.
We're watching 303/340 on Crunchyroll.
I love when Connie wants to hear. He always goes.
Always, right? Yeah.
Who was that? Was that Kenny?
No, it was military police. Look
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
I just like to call it.
Whew. Yeah, very different feel. We're the Titans, guys, now.
They're sleeping.
They're sleeping. Yeah, so it's pretty messed up.
The monsters now.
And even hearing like Arwen's side too with his father, like that's really sad. I mean, we hear that it's corrupt. We're learning more about it, and it's always been like that. And here again, like people have always been silenced once the truth starts getting known and people start questioning things. And just Arwen just telling his friends, you know, things that his father told him, like that
his
led
father
to his
paid
death.
the price. Yeah.
It's freaking messed up.
Yeah, you don't say a word. You just do what you're supposed to do. Don't have an opinion, or you're going to be extinguished.
Mm-hmm. I am glad that Pixies is on Arwen's side, though, and he's going to try to help him, you know, like not have any bloodshed, because that's a huge thing. I just don't.
That's going to be really hard to do.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it sounds good, and, you know, talking to the people being like, oh, well, what you've known is wrong all this time, but, you know, people have lived with this for so long, and how are they going to believe them? By their word, you know? Like, oh, we have this, you know, facts and stuff that we did our own research, here we are, like, this is the actual bloodline of the family, and I just don't think people are going to listen to those facts, and people are going to believe what they want to believe. I just don't think it's going to be straightforward, you know.
Mm-hmm.
What about Historia having her mother killed right in front of her?
That whole thing was messed up, because even her dad, I mean, maybe he has to act a certain way to have power, but for him not to even, if he didn't want to get involved, tell someone to take his own daughter and turn her around so she doesn't witness her mom getting her throat sliced. I mean, oh, well, she has something important for later to do. I mean, like, well, do you want her to be really more screwed up? Like, this is really freaking
just
messed
to be
up.
present at the moment of her mother's death.
They might have thought that it was it's more of a controlling thing. Well, more like a controlling thing.
This can be you at any given time.
This was supposed to be you,
right?
But we're deciding to spare your life if you keep this secret.
Yeah.
You know, so it's kind of more of a. But just, I mean, I feel bad that her mother, you know, just felt that way towards her because she was so scared of what inevitably happened to her, getting killed.
Yeah. I mean, it was at the point where she even said she hated her daughter and wanted to kill her. So I kind of wonder, like, was her mother raped? Was she forced into this relationship to have this child? You know, like, because she had no choice for some reason. Maybe she had the, you know, a certain bloodline too that he needed in order to make.
Well, maybe it was arranged because of the bloodline.
Yeah, yeah, and maybe, you know, for some reason, like, it was arranged with her. I was thinking maybe she had a certain bloodline that worked well with his and made like this ultimate baby that's, maybe she has Titan blood in her or something. I don't know, but
well, that's what I was thinking. But I was wrong.
Because there's a lack of emotion. Yeah, you would think that, but it was probably because she didn't want to get close to her in any way. But to say that to your child, to say mean things, and to not even have any, you know, close.
Well, she didn't talk to her for
No,
ever,
all she
really.
did
Yeah.
was read all day.
And she seemed angry, and she goes, "I hate you, and I wanted, or why didn't I kill you?" And for someone to say that, though, I don't think it was just trying to distance.
Well, I think
she had.
I think her
resentment.
life. Well, I think her life was so turned upside down having this child, and she didn't know about it beforehand, probably. That just caused her so much grief and heartache, and for her to try to distance herself made it easier for her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In
and
case
to
everything ever
separate
happened.
herself from her and take the anger out on Krista at the moment, or Historia, take it out on her, and look what you did. Now my whole life is controlled.
This is all because of you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
blaming it on her.
Yeah, and her not doing any like farm work, any kind of work around the house, I kind of took it as, she was forced to have this kid, and we'll give you this nice property to live off of, and she's like, well, I'm not going to do anything with it. I don't really care, and she was just kind of existing and
right.
doing
And then
her
she
own
goes,
thing.
and then every night she goes out dressed up. Why? What is she doing?
Maybe she has to. Immediately, my mind went to maybe she has to sleep around. I don't know, or do certain things that.
Right. At first, I thought she was a
required-
prostitute or something.
required of her.
Yeah.
To do, so I wasn't sure. But yeah, there's just a terrible upbringing. Like poor Historia to go through something like that, and just to be happy that her mom acted violently towards her and shoved her away, and just to have any kind of interaction was like positive to her. And
It's
her
like
face
anything
is
is better. Is he frozen?
Yeah, I don't know. Is
He
Tom
is
frozen?
frozen.
I think he might
He
be
is
frozen.
frozen. I was like,
Poor Tom.
oh.
Well, we knew he was tired, but we have to give Tom credit first of all because
Yes.
like he works nights, like his job changed shifts and stuff, and he's been working nights for a very long time. So when we react, the best time for him and for us usually is early in the morning. And so he's usually quite tired. He already worked a full shift at night, and so he was a little sleepy during this episode. And it was a good episode, but there was so much dialogue sometimes. So I know when
Yes.
you're already tired, that can kind of make you a little sleepy. But yeah. So until next time, guys, we'll talk more. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you very soon as always. Bye, guys.
Bye, Tom.
Please subscribe. Bye, Tom.